Okay, howdy chaps. Thought I'd explain the way that my home theater system's set up in my bedroom. So, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so a couple of devices that I have that some other people wouldn't are this right here. This is terrible lighting. I'm sorry, but it's the Hauppauge HD-PVR 2 Gaming Edition. The light at least indicates where it is. And there's my PS3, my cable box. I have this here, which is a surge protector. You know, also a bunch of other things as well. One of those $500 things, I got it for about $120, so hey, why not? Main reason I use it is because it has so many inputs in the back. It's just a beautiful looking thing as well. I have my receiver, and back here is this beautiful little invention. Forget the remotes there. My DarbeeVision Darblet. It is a godsend. Improves your picture of your television in a way where it just looks good for calibrated set. But anyway, let me try and explain how everything's routed, at least as far as HDMI goes. So here I have my PS3. You can barely see it again. I apologize for the lighting. My PS3, and within that dark abyss, which you can see that Comcast thing, that Xfinity thing. One's unplugged, but it's my cable box. Okay, both those run HDMI out. They go into my receiver right here. This is Yamaha. Alright, I have two other HDMI plugs that I can use, one for my computer and one for this camera that I'm recording. Those are also plugged in there. They go out. They go HDMI out, and this is where stuff gets tricky. If we go over here, now this is where the cords get messy, and I just didn't really care to do anything with them. They go HDMI out here, and they plug into this HDMI DVI converter. Alright, so it goes HDMI out, DVI in, and then it goes HDMI and optical out again. The reason I have to do this is because that Hauppauge that I was talking about, hang on, I'm going to at least show something if I'm going to talk. The Hauppauge that I was talking about, the HD-PVR, for PlayStation 3, there's some sort of HDCP encryption encoded in the PlayStation 3 that does not allow for you to capture video using HDMI. You have to use component. Well, you can bypass it by using that thing I was pointing to back there, the HDMI DVI converter. The problem is that DVI does not transfer sound. So that's why I also have optical running from my PlayStation 3 into there. So when I do record audio, and when I play it back and such, I am actually listening to optical. I'm not listening to HDMI, so I can't get lossless, but I can get digital still. That's why for the most part I just do, I try not to record if I don't have to. Anyway, so I go from the HDMI DVI converter box, nice little mess there. Main reason why it's messy is because I did a lot of different, I ran cables a lot of different ways. I was testing a lot of different things. So one thing that I tested here, I run HDMI out, and it goes into the DarbeeVision Darblet. Okay, so that goes before the Hauppauge HD-PVR. That way I can use the Darblet when I am capturing something, and I can get the effects when I do it. So I got HDMI out there, and it goes into the Hauppauge. Again, can barely see it, but you get the light at least. And then that runs HDMI out to my television. So a lot of wiring that goes on here. And optical goes as far as the receiver. When you go HDMI out with the HDMI DVI converter box, I really don't know what I'm filming anymore, but when you go to the HDMI DVI converter box over here, should just move my fan, it's winter. The optical in means that it gives it sound, at least, and so when you go HDMI out, you'll get that sound. So when I go to my PlayStation screen, I can select, let's see here, how do I want to say this? No, I'm sorry, not my PlayStation screen. Okay, so when I go to my PlayStation screen, I select optical, because that's what's coming out of the PlayStation. When I go to, I'll go to my computer now. So this HD-PVR has a cable that's running here to my computer. Okay, and this is, for instance, the program that's capturing this right here. It's on like it's on a little bit of a delay, so you'll see how it goes here. So C53 running in 39 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, this is a lot. So like 7-second delay there. It's a little different than when it runs on PS3. It seems to get a lot more. Seems to be a lot closer on PS3. Anyway, so when I'm here, I'll select HDMI for sound, and at least for PS3, it'll be good. For how this work for cable, I haven't yet recorded something on cable. I just brought up the program, but for cable, I would actually have to get an optical cable as well, because everything is running into the DVI converter box. So that means that HDMI is losing its audio once you get to that step. So I would need to get another optical cable for that as well, which means I would also select HDMI, which is good. Anyway, so that's that. And then just to show that the Darblet comes into effect, so you'll see here, I'll disable it for a sec. It'll say Darbie 0%, Darbie 50%, whatever. Eventually we'll get to that spot here, and that'll pop up. There it is. Okay. So you see that you still do get the effects of the Darblet when you do that. Anyway, that's my setup. If you have any questions about the HD-PVR, about the Darblet, about a Harmony Universal Remote, about the Samsung Plasma, about these Klipsch speakers, about Bat Bear, about Logitech Wheel, about anything like that, I have another TV right there. Let me know. I just wanted to explain how my setup was a little more than tedious, and I would like to do a lot of rewiring. If you own a PS3, that's kind of like what it's kind of like what rebuilding the database does. If you do a lot of saving files and installing and deleting and such, you're doing a lot of things, but you're not, you want to like rewire it all, otherwise you'll get the mess like I do, and I'm not even going to show behind my TV and my stand. Anyway, there's your tour. Let's see who wins this game.